I'm Brandy Avinceva, the principal of Gallant, and today we'll be diving into a key topic shaping our industries, the energy transition. We've designed this session as part of our micro-learning approach, using passive learning techniques to help you absorb key terms effortlessly. This recording blends the concepts of ASMR and learning, enhanced by a 432 Hz solfeggio tone, which is known to improve focus and cognitive clarity. The energy transition is redefining how industries operate, and marketers need to understand the essential language driving these conversations. Whether you're commuting, exercising, or relaxing, let this recording play in the background as you familiarize yourself with some of the most crucial energy transition terms and definitions. Let's begin. Carbon neutrality. Carbon neutrality means balancing the amount of carbon dioxide emissions produced with an equivalent amount of emissions removed or offset. Companies can achieve carbon neutrality by reducing emissions through energy efficiency, renewable energy, and carbon offset projects. Renewable energy credits, or RECs. RECs are certificates that represent proof that 1 megawatt-hour of electricity was generated from renewable energy sources like wind or solar or geothermal. Businesses can purchase RECs to offset their electricity usage and support renewable energy production, even if their direct energy comes from non-renewable sources. Green hydrogen. Green hydrogen is a hydrogen fuel produced using renewable electricity, typically through electrolysis, where water is split into hydrogen and oxygen using electricity generated from clean sources like wind or solar. Green hydrogen is seen as a critical fuel for decarbonizing heavy industries and transportation. Decarbonization. Decarbonization refers to the process of reducing or eliminating carbon dioxide emissions from a company's operations or a country's economy. It typically involves shifting away from fossil fuels to low carbon or carbon-free energy sources, such as renewables, nuclear, and green hydrogen. Energy storage. Energy storage refers to technologies that store energy for later use, enabling a more reliable and efficient energy system. Technologies like batteries and pumped hydro storage are vital in balancing intermittent renewable energy sources like wind and solar. Grid modernization. Grid modernization refers to upgrading the electric grid to be more resilient, efficient, and capable of handling renewable energy integration. Modernizing the grid includes investing in smart grids, energy storage, and advanced distribution technologies to accommodate new energy demands. Energy efficiency. Energy efficiency refers to using less energy to perform the same task. By improving energy efficiency, companies can reduce their energy consumption and emissions without sacrificing productivity. This can involve upgrades in technology, better energy management practices, or adopting new operational methods. Carbon capture and storage. CCS is a technology that captures carbon dioxide emissions from industrial processes or power generation before they are released into the atmosphere. The captured CO2 is then stored underground in geological formations. CCS is seen as a critical tool for industries that are hard to decarbonize, such as cement and steel production. Electrification. Electrification refers to the process of replacing technologies that rely on fossil fuels with those that use electricity, particularly from renewable resources. This includes sectors like transportation, electric vehicles, and heating, as well as industrial processes that can be powered by clean electricity. Net zero emissions. Net zero emissions is the target of balancing the amount of greenhouse gases emitted into the atmosphere with the amount removed or offset. Achieving net zero often requires a combination of emissions reductions and carbon removal technologies, such as carbon capture or reforestation. Distributed energy resources. Distributed energy resources, or DERs, are small-scale energy resources like solar panels or wind turbines that are located close to where the energy is used. Rather than relying solely on large centralized power plants, DERs can provide power locally and help reduce the strain on the larger grid. Energy transition. The energy transition refers to the global shift from a fossil fuels-based energy system to one that relies more on renewable sources like wind, solar, hydropower, and geothermal. This transition is necessary to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and combat climate change while also ensuring sustainable energy for future generations. Renewable Portfolio Standards. RPS, or Renewable Portfolio Standards, are policies that require utilities to source a specific percentage of their electricity from renewable resources. These standards are set by governments to encourage the use of renewable energy and reduce reliance on fossil fuels. Circular economy and energy. A circular economy in energy refers to the designing of energy systems that minimize waste by reusing resources. This can involve recycling batteries, using waste heat for energy, and integrating renewable sources to create more sustainable energy cycles. Carbon pricing. Carbon pricing is a method to encourage businesses and individuals to reduce their greenhouse gas emissions by assigning a cost to emitting carbon. This can take the form of a carbon tax where emitters pay for every ton of CO2 released, or a cap-and-trade system where companies buy and trade emission allowances. Sustainable grid integration. Sustainable grid integration involves ensuring that renewable energy sources like wind and solar can be effectively integrated into the power grid. This often requires technological upgrades such as energy storage, demand response, and grid flexibility to manage intermittent energy sources. Power purchase agreements. Power purchase agreements are contracts between energy producers and consumers, typically companies where the consumer agrees to purchase a certain amount of energy from renewable sources over a specified time. This helps companies secure renewable energy while providing financial certainty to energy innovators. Biomass energy. Biomass energy is produced from organic materials like plant and animal waste. Biomass can be used for heat, electricity, or biofuels, and it's considered a renewable resource because the materials can be replenished relatively quickly. Geothermal energy. Geothermal energy harnesses heat from the Earth's interior to generate electricity or provide heat. It's a renewable energy source that can provide a consistent and reliable supply of baseload power, especially in regions with high geothermal activity. Carbon border adjustment mechanisms. CBAM, or Carbon Border Adjustment Mechanisms, is a policy tool that imposes a tariff on imports of goods from countries with lower environmental standards. This helps prevent companies from shifting production to regions with lax climate policies and encourages global efforts to reduce emissions. And that concludes the session on energy transition terms and definitions. As you continue to work or engage with the industries affected by the industry and the energy transition, familiarize yourself with these key terms because it'll help you better navigate conversations and strategies shaping the space. Remember, this recording was designed to help you passively learn and absorb this terminology using ASMR techniques and the 432 Hz tone for cognitive clarity. You can replay this session whenever you need to reinforce your understanding of these important concepts. Thank you for listening, and I hope this session helps you feel more confident in your discussions around the energy transition.